All right, if you're a compliance officer staring down this next wave of agentic AI, this briefing is for you. We're going to talk about a massive, critical shift in how we think about governance. It's about moving from chasing problems after they happen to architecting them out of existence right from the very start.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to define the crisis that agentic AI is creating for compliance teams. Then we'll pull a powerful lesson from software history to shift our whole mindset from auditing to architecture. After that, I'll introduce you to a new way of thinking called geometric governance. We'll see how it works with some real-world examples. And finally, we'll talk about what this all means for your new mandate as a compliance leader.
Okay, let's start with the heart of the problem. These agentic systems, they can make millions of autonomous decisions per second. At that sheer volume, at that velocity, our traditional compliance methods, auditing actions after the fact, they don't just slow down, they completely break. It becomes mathematically and economically impossible to keep up.
This slide just nails the two paths in front of us. On the left, you've got post-hoc auditing. It's like trying to inspect every single drop of water blasting out of a fire hose. It's brittle, it's totally unscalable, and you are always one step behind a potential catastrophe. The future, where we need to be, is on the right, architectural constraint. We stop inspecting the water and instead we build the rules directly into the plumbing.
So, if auditing is a dead end, what's the solution? Well, it requires a pretty fundamental pivot in our thinking. And for that, we can borrow a powerful, really battle-tested idea from the world of software engineering.
This right here, this is the core of the Unix philosophy, and it's our guiding principle. What it really means is we stop trying to peer inside the AI's black box. Let's be honest, the internal complexity is basically unknowable. Instead, we focus all of our energy, all of our rigor, on defining and constraining how that box is allowed to connect and interact with everything else in the outside world.
And that brings us to this new paradigm, geometric governance. It's a really simple but profound idea. We have to stop thinking like an accountant reviewing an endless ledger and start thinking like an architect designing a blueprint.
So what exactly is geometric governance? Well, instead of that algebraic approach, trying to write a specific rule for every possible internal calculation, we define the geometry of safe behavior. We set simple, high-level rules about what categories of data a system can touch and what types of tools it can use. We don't police the black box, we define the shape of its sandbox.
This image just perfectly captures the old world, what we call the algebraic approach. You're trying to manage this infinitely complex rulebook for a system that's changing by the millisecond. It's fragile, it's always out of date, and it's completely, utterly unscalable. One unforeseen action and that entire tower just comes crashing down.
And this is the geometric alternative. It's as simple and as robust as a child's shape sorter toy. A square block cannot fit through a round hole. Period. By designing our data sources, our tools, our APIs with specific shapes, we make unsafe combinations impossible by construction. Compliance is no longer an afterthought. It becomes an inherent property of the architecture itself.
Okay, theory is great, but let's get practical. How does this architectural approach actually solve the real-world compliance nightmares that are going to start landing on your desk?
To make this really concrete, we're going to apply this lens to two of the biggest challenges out there, drawing from a framework known as the 20 Laws of AI Governance. First, mitigating systemic bias, which is covered under Law 14, and second, ensuring data privacy across different jurisdictions, which is addressed in Law 4.
So, to tackle bias under Law 14, we stop auditing every single output for fairness. That is a losing game. Instead, we architect the system's inputs. First, we create distinct categories of data sources, like academic, financial, journalistic. Then, we build a simple geometric rule. Any high-impact decision must connect to and draw from a diverse set of these categories. Bias is choked off by preventing an informational monoculture before an output is even generated.
Now for data privacy under Law 4. This one is even more direct. The system is geometrically constrained from its very first action. Upon activation, it must declare its legal jurisdiction. Let's say it's Germany. That choice isn't just a comment in the code, it becomes an architectural gate. All future actions that involve personal data are now automatically constrained by the rules of that specific jurisdiction, like GDPR. Unlawful actions become structurally impossible. And here is the beautiful result for you and your audit team.
The proof of compliance is generated automatically by the architecture itself. You don't have to go hunting for evidence of what the AI did. The system just hands you an immutable log showing the jurisdiction it chose, every instance of PII access, and, this is the critical part, a trace of any action it refused to take because it would have violated the law. Compliance is demonstrated by design.
So what does this all really mean for you and for your role? I think it signals a profound and, frankly, an incredibly empowering evolution for the entire compliance profession.
Look, here's the bottom line. Your primary function is shifting. You are moving from a reactive posture of cleaning up messes to a proactive one of preventing them in the first place. Your expertise is now absolutely mission-critical during the design phase, where you can embed safety, fairness, and legality directly into the system's DNA.
This is the fundamental question to take back to your teams, to your engineers. Your new mandate isn't just about checking boxes on a list of outputs anymore. It's to become a true partner in the engineering process, to become an architect of trustworthy AI systems.